So what happened to Keith?
Yeah, it was an allergy to a tetanus injection.
Yeah.
And he got the tetanus symptoms.
Right.
He can't stand. He collapsed, but he swelled up with all these hives.
Yeah.
His face looked all stretched, like he was. If you ever saw a photo of the astronauts close up.
Oh yeah.
Their face.
All right. So
I couldn't believe it. I heard this crash in the kitchen. Collie's in the room with the two girls because we didn't have Joe then. And I heard this crash, and I went out, and here he is on the floor, bleeding. He hit the stove on his way down. I woke Collie up, then I raced over to Merv, who was a chemist next door, and he came over and said, ring the doctor straight away. He took his pulse and everything, and the doctor came out and gave him an injection. It was an allergy to the needle, but what happens with...
What needle did he have?
Tetanus.
Why did he have tetanus needle?
He stood on a fishbone.
Oh, fishbone, okay.
And it was right in the centre of his foot while he was craving.
Yeah.
But what I've learned through natural medicine too, you know, if you don't need an injection sometimes and you have one, you'll get the symptoms. And that's obviously what, he probably wasn't going to get tetanus.
Yeah.
But the tetanus symptoms was the jaw locking, the big hives, and he couldn't handle noise.
Yeah.
He was, so I had to take the three kids out. Collie went up to see you, and I took the three. He might have taken the girls for a while. I don't know. I can't remember.
Because where were you? You had me.
She was in hospital.
Right.
So I had to get them out of kids'
What a great story.
Because in the house running around, three little ones under. Now, are these under 3? That's right. 3 kids under 3.
Yeah.
Were a bit crazy. But he was, for 2 days, he just couldn't handle noise, and that's a tetanus symptom.
Right.
He got over that.
Well, good.
But I was glad Collie was there that night because...
Very frightening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and where he hit his head. I don't think he had those stitches or not. I can't remember that. Merv did some first aid with him, I know.
Which house were you in? In Waterloo?
Waterloo Street. We lived there in the Easter before Craig was born.
Yeah.
And Shirley, when did you... And you moved down the year Craig was born, didn't you?
Yes. Caroline was 6 months old.
That's right, because I remember...
She was 6 months old.
When she was 12 months old and Craig was 6 months old, Craig's fat little porky, and he used to sit, and Caroline, as soon as she'd walk in, she'd walk over to him, push him in the stomach,
yeah.
Craig would topple.
Oh, really?
Like a Buddha. And you know, the first time...
She was always a mean girl, that Caroline.
But do you know what happened? The first time that he was walking, and she, because they used to come over regularly while they lived in Rocket, he went over and pushed her over.
Oh, good on her.
It was in his memory.
Yeah, good on her.
And that happened with biting. A kid at tennis bit him one day. And I don't know how long later he just went up to that kid and bit him. I couldn't believe it. I thought, my kid shouldn't bite. Why is he biting?
There's nothing like holding a grudge. Eh?
Well, do you know, years ago we took Grandma Russie up to Kamala to have Christmas with Freddie and Lila.
Yeah.
And we were at Merv and Wentwaite's Pies, that's their son. And young Gavin was only a toddler in a high chair, and he leant over and bit Grandma Russie. And she just got his arm.
Bit him back. Is that right?
She taught me that, and I did that with Craig. The day that he bit that kid, I bit him back. I took his hand, I bit it.
Oh, really? That's so good. I bet it did.
There's no nonsense.
Yeah. She used to say to me, get a switchy stick. Hit them around the legs with a switchy stick, because that's... But I mean, they did a lot. I felt they were cruel. I used to tie Keith up to the clothesline because he used to run away while she's doing the washing.
Oh, she'd tie him down like
a
dog, like a mangy dog.
She gave him a bit of rope.
Like a billy goat.
I said,
what do you want to run?
She told me that. I said, you didn't. She said, yeah, she used to keep running away. We didn't have a fence. I used to tie him up while I did the washing.
Is that...
Did she ever give any of yours an enema?
No.
Oh, God.
It was a great one for an enema.
Once I learned that that's how she handled the temperature, and she'd just take over. This Raymond had temper, and she just took him out of my arm. She said, got to give you an enema. Right, clear the table, boil the water, get the stuff. And I'm just...
No, stop!
I don't know whether I
Hang on.
To happen.
Did I get an enema? I hope not.
No.
But I certainly got the olive oil.
But
castor oil.
Auntie Myrtle.
Castor oil? Is that what it was? With
it
that-
was for your bowel. It was
With a big spoon.
Hardy myrtle was a great one for an enema.
An
Well,
enema?
she got that from her mother. But castor oil is the bowel.
Yeah, I've certainly had that once or twice.